I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want.
Hey guys, Coach Dan here. I've been lifting for over 20 years. I hold a degree in exercise and sports science, and I've been coaching people for over a decade. On this channel, we're all about evidence-based muscle growth or hypertrophy training. In today's video, we're going to go through pull workout number 1 for the week for me of a maintenance phase of dieting. I'm going to show you what I do, explain why I do it, and show you exactly how to execute so you can apply to your own training and get the most from it. Something that I have been thinking about lately is this idea of motivation, and people or clients of mine think that people who are consistently going to the gym have these higher or increased levels of motivation. It's not usually the case. The case usually is over the period of time they've developed good habits and good routines, and therefore they've then built an identity surrounding going to the gym. And it's no longer a big effort or work for them to go to the gym. It's just a part of their identity. And you think if something was a part of your identity, you're not going to not do it, essentially. So essentially, you'll start by building these routines and habits. And once you do them enough, it becomes a part of who you are. So instead of thinking, oh, like I have to go to the gym, you start to think eventually, I get to go to the gym, or it's a part of, or I'm a gym goer. So essentially you think, oh, I'm a gym goer, to not go to the gym wouldn't make sense. So that's something to keep in mind surrounding motivation. People aren't inherently gifted more. I don't get up early in the morning because I have high levels of motivation always. Sometimes I'm really enthusiastic, but other times I'm not. I just do it because it's a part of who I am. And I've done it for a long enough period of time, got some rewards and feedback to keep me wanting to do it. So keep that in mind. You start with these little routines and build these habits, and then you eventually work yourself up to building an identity surrounding the thing that you're doing once you do it enough. And that applies to all areas. It's a really good book called Atomic Habits, which kind of discusses this after developing these habits and doing them enough times, becoming that habit essentially. Okay, after that little sidebar, let's get into the back workout for today. So a big juicy back workout. Yesterday was an excellent lower body workout. Very, very happy with that. As mentioned, we're in week 2 of our maintenance phase. So calories have come back up to kind of reduce a little bit of fatigue from the diet that we're in. Training is feeling good again, which is nice. We're going to start with a kneeling hammer strength row, which is quite a unique exercise. So if you think about these plate loaded machines, one of the potential upsides and downsides, depending on how it's made, is that they're usually on a hinge like this. So the fact that this hinges around this point here means that it's going to change difficulty depending on how far the weight is away from the hinge. So the further it is away from the hinge, the harder it is. We call that a moment arm. The longer the moment arm, the harder it will be. So if you think about this one, although it's subtle, that being down there is a little bit closer because it's starting to come back this way on the hinge. And then as we go and we get to a point where it's directly out from the hinge, it's the hardest. So sometimes when you're doing exercise conventionally, let's say I were to do this as is, as I pull it gets harder. And that has some potential downsides in that this muscle group, or your back muscles, your pulling muscles, they're usually strongest in the furthest away, or the stretch position, should I say. So this is kind of opposing that. So to counteract that for this particular machine, not all machines are that way, built that way. Some are built such that it is hard in the stretch position. I'm going to kneel behind the machine, and it also is going to turn it into a vertical pulling movement. So it's going to be lower lat dominant. So we're going to reach over, grab the handle. Now this is quite important where I've grabbed the handle over the course of a couple of weeks. I've kind of figured out where to angle this such that it's lined up with what I want to train. I started off too low, and then I went too high, became a bicep curl, and now I know that I'm about 3 centimeters from the top. So I'll grab the handle there, push myself back, kneeling behind the machine, line up so our arm is nice and close to our body, and drive that arm down into that lower lat position. So lats, because lat is a muscle that will attach to the front of your arm, wrap underneath your rib cage and head in towards your spine and then down towards your pelvis. We usually want to keep it close to the arm, close to the body, should I say. So this stays nice and close, not swinging around like this. When we start to swing around like this, which we'll do later for upper back and traps and stuff like that, we start to involve upper back and traps. All right, early morning back workout. Let's get it going on. We got some weight to add here, and then we're smashing it out.
And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on the obstacle, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you're so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Okay, our kneeling plate loaded row done. So that is our vertical pulley movement for the lats. So lats, again, anatomically, they'll attach to the front of your arm and then they wrap underneath your rib cage. Some of it heads in towards your spine, sort of more horizontally, and then some heads down towards your pelvis. So it's kind of like this, these wings that go down your back, which help you fly away when you want to. So with that in mind, there's some potential that you can bias either lower lats or upper lats via changing that angle of the pulling movement. So if that one comes from high to low, we're focused lower lats. Now we're going a seated row, we're focused on upper lats because now we're taking that horizontal. So potentially in that position, the arms are better suited to be pulled around towards the spine versus that one where they're pulling down. So not super conclusive. Again, I'm not a biomechanics expert, so not super conclusive whether that is the case, but it makes sense to me that you can bias it via that change in that path. So now I'm using the mag grip, which is these funky looking ones. You know, if you don't have these, that's cool, but essentially you wrap your fingers around, supposed to put your hand and wrist in a different position. This is an underhand position, so we're going like this, but neutral, overhand, anything that's pretty narrow to the body is probably going to be best suited to train the lats here. So we hook in, feet on the pedals, push away, find that position. I like a little lean forward, big stretch, pull. Seated row. These are everywhere. Change your grip depending on what feels good for you. Now, if we spoke about the plate-loaded machines, because they're on a hinge, if it's set up correct or if it's a good machine, according to what we know, that's probably a bit harsh. If it's a machine that makes it hard in the stretch position and easier in the short position, you don't have to worry about fucking around, but I fucked around with that one. These being cable machines, you don't have that anymore. So it's similar resistance throughout because it's just on a cable on a pulley. So to counteract that, same as what we spoke about over there, we're probably going to be strongest out here and not in here. So with that in mind, we can do probably two things, or a combination of those two, some cheat reps or some partials. So to kind of finish the movement off, some people you'll see we'll kind of cheat a little bit and use a bit of momentum. The other option is to kind of go partials. So choose an end point and we can go kind of half reps. So I'm on the fence, like cheat reps. The thing I don't like about cheat reps is like, how do you know how much you're cheating? How can you measure that? But again, what I might start off with is standard, strict form, get it to the belly. When I can no longer do that, some cheat reps, getting it to the belly. When I can no longer do that, maybe some partials or something like that. Yeah, cheat reps don't feel right to me. I've always been one for really, really solid form, but as long as you're safe, this might be a way to get you closer to failure. Get the muscle closer to failure by assisting it through the first part to get yourself to the end of the movement. So, up in the air, maybe I'll try it today, some cheating, and then see if it feels okay. All right, enough jibber jabber, let's get it on.
So you couldn't believe, just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Hear it out your mouth, yeah. And the tool is a tool that I use to go ahead and run my mouth. I take shots, I take rocks, I make shots, I make rocks.
All right, so lat bias movement's done. Let's have a little double click partials for the cable machine. Back exercises definitely has some value. So you think, when I could no longer get that seated row to my belly, I could still get 5+ reps of those partials. So what that tells me is that potentially the muscle isn't fatigued. It's just that my strength won't allow me to get all the way to here. So if I can get closer to fatigue, which seems to be important for muscle growth, through these kind of things, and I feel an increased stimulus as well when I do that, then it can only be a good thing. Cheat reps probably are something people would use in that kind of scenario. I don't know, doesn't really feel too right to me in that place. As well as like, yeah, how much are you cheating? You can continue to create more momentum, and yeah, maybe people are okay with that. For me, I like to be a bit more methodical with things. All right, chest supported T-bar row came into the routine last week, as it wasn't at this gym until last week, essentially. So we've got 2 movements on this chest supported T-bar row. Doing it last week felt really nice, so we're gonna do the same again with hopefully a little bit of progression. So some things about the T-bar row here is that I usually put my feet on the ground here, but you could easily put it on there. I've just found that that's always put a lot of pressure on my chest. The other thing is, when we kind of get into that position, we want to make sure that we are lined up with the resistance. So the machines don't really change too much in certain respect. It's going to come in a certain kind of arc. Because it's on a hinge, it's going to come like this. So you essentially just have to line yourself up with this. So we essentially want to have it such that, yeah, the forearm is in line with that resistance. If I was too high, it'll end up having me do that with my wrist, this little crinking motion. If I was too low, it'd almost be like a bicep curl. So we line it up correctly. With that said, I do 2 movements on here. Number 1, Kelso Shrugs. So the last, 4 to 6 weeks, I've been really focused on my upper back training because I just haven't really got great sensation or mind to muscle connection over some of the traps specifically. I can't get that good squeeze in the shoulder blades. So I've been doing something called Kelso Shrugs, which is essentially a shrug, but horizontally. So you could get a machine like this, any other kind of row, chest supported row I like. You let the shoulders fall forward, then we squeeze at the back. So we're going to start with Kelso Shrugs. I've got my straps to avoid any kind of grip issues. Here, chest nice and proud, let the shoulders come forward, Kelso Shrug. So I'll finish with that. I'm going to do 2 sets of 10 to 20 reps there. almost as like a bit of a pre-fatigue. So when we go to the chest supported T-bar row, we feel the traps again. The chest supported T-bar row uses other things like your rear delts, your biceps, stuff like that. So if I have them a little bit pre-fatigued, when I go to do them with this, then I should hopefully feel them a little bit better, be able to activate them a little bit more. So Kelso Shrugs, 2 sets, 10 to 20. Once I've done that, I have to increase the weight a little bit, and then we're going chest supported T-bar row. So we're here, same idea, let everything roll forward, pull and squeeze, pull and squeeze. So something I have been doing for the upper back movements as well with this idea of improving mind to muscle connection is the pausing in the short position. So pause back here, big squeeze, then let it off. Might reduce how much weight we lift for the time being, but hopefully that will lead to this improving over time. Okay, Kelso Shrugs first. I'm not going to do intro. That's an intro for both of them. So we'll go Kelso Shrugs, and then we'll transition straight into chest supported T-bar row. Let's get it.
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off on a mindless topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally unhealthy.
All right, second and last upper back movement. Well, 3 if you count the Kelso Shrug, T-bar bent over row, and now we're going neutral grip, chest supported. It's a pin loaded machine. So you think about some of the muscles, like if you take your arms like that, like we did with the bent over row, and then we take a grip like we're going to do here, which is a neutral grip. You can see that your arm moves in different directions. Theoretically, it would be better suited for some muscle fibers to, well, for this, yeah, I said arm, but we're pulling the shoulder back. So you're pulling it in different directions. That's the idea. So different grips, different torso positions, different path of the machine. Does it matter? Maybe not, but again, I'm inclined to do a couple of different movements to make sure we're ticking those boxes. So that one was overhand. This is now going to be neutral grip. Chest supported again. You use the chest support essentially to let the shoulder blades come forward. So it can really help you do that around the chest support. Get in here, straps as always, grabbing the neutral grip, sit back with it, control the out, squeeze the shoulder blades, let them come forward, squeeze. Bada bing, bada boom. 3 sets, 8 to 15 reps. Maybe I'll finish each set off with some Kelso Shrugs as well with this neutral grip. We'll see how we're feeling when we get there. Sometimes I get to the end and I haven't got them in me, so maybe an attempt at them might be smart though. All right, let's do it.
Want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe We could do anything. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna do for it? What you gonna be?
My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim up.
Alright, upper back work done. Still the big work on for me in all of my training is upper back. So we keep chipping away at it. Improvements have been made, but still some improvements to go. Okay, to finish off here, we're going to go a biceps and rear delt superset. There's also not so much like systemic fatigue, so I won't be out of breath after doing this. If you do an exercise like a squat or a deadlift or something like that, you find that you're breathing really heavy, trying to go to another movement after that might not work very well. But these two small muscle groups, usually there's in the research, this is called antagonist paired supersets, although they're not antagonists because they're not opposing. Antagonist paired supersets would be like bicep to tricep. This is bicep to rear delt, but you get the point. We do here, about 3 meters away, I've got the rear delt machine. I'm going to walk between the two, essentially jot my reps down in between and save some time getting this extra volume in. So shoulders are an emphasis for me, arms are also an emphasis, so we're going to do 5 sets of this back to back. Now this is going to be a seated behind the body cable curl. So in a second here, I'm going to grab these cables, bring them into this seat, create some stability, get a big stretch in the bicep, and then curl into this position here. So that is the advantage of this exercise, is this big stretch. Position like this, having to get the cables sit down or bring them over the bench and sit down might mean that you don't do this in such a heavy weight. So like you're not doing this 6 to 8 because then you've got to haul really heavy weight, you're wasting a lot of energy sitting in position, whereas like I'll start off about 10 to 15 reps, so I can, you know, get them forward, sit down, and it not be too much of an issue. All right, so yeah, let's show the rear delts now while we are here, and then we'll do our superset. All right, rear delt machine fly. Theoretically not a great machine because it doesn't allow a massive range of motion. So I'm gonna have my hand here, so that's pretty much directly in front of my shoulder. So if we're looking at the camera, directly in front of the shoulder, but the rear delt will be further stretched if we got our arm across the body here, something like this. So in that regard, theoretically a better exercise might be something over here, like a cable machine version like this. However, yeah, I've got 5 sets of this to do. These are really efficient to do. I'm inclined to believe that if I do this really difficultly, go really close to failure, it's going to give me similar results. And also in the future, it can open up room for those other exercises. So one thing that I will do to potentially get a bigger stretch is I'll turn my hand in. So instead of it grabbing it like this, I'm going to grab it like this, because the rear delt is a external rotator as well, so it helps with this movement. If I internal rotate, I'll get that stretch. I like to keep a soft elbow, drive it out to the side. Don't have to go too far back. Like if you find that you keep going far back in this, it just becomes upper back and your scapula start to move. I'm not too fussed about that, but somewhere where you feel the tension kind of mostly in the rear delts. Okay, so yeah, here, bicep curl, back to back, pretty much how it will roll is I'll do a set of bicep curls, walk the 3 meters over here, maybe jot my reps down on my phone in between, start on here and go vice versa. They shouldn't affect each other too much, not too out of breath, and we get the work done in a shorter period of time. Happy days.
It's tragedy, bro. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going.
See, hate themselves in society, so I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, it's killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't never say never. And turn your mind into the truest of go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.